Hello, everyone, and welcome to Embracing Your Essence on Lilydale Radio. I am Colleen Vanderzijden, a registered medium here in Lilydale. I'm also a certified intuitive life coach and an author of the book Courageously You. And tonight, for this show tonight, let me just deal with tech. As you are joining in, please do say hello so I can make sure people are here, number one, and make sure I don't have any tech issues, as we so frequently do when we are on Facebook. But make sure you say hello. I'd like to know that you're watching today. And we are going to be talking about your soul's truth, how to discover your soul's truth and how to live from it. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. And we're also going to do some mini soul readings again, because that's a lot of fun. So we are going to do that a little bit in a few minutes here. So hi, Billy. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for saying hello. And it's so good to be here with you guys today. I have been on the road all over the place. I did a workshop in Pennsylvania a few weeks ago. It was a Courageously You workshop, along with some mini soul readings for everyone, which was like 27 people or something. That was a lot of soul readings and a workshop. We had so much fun, though. It was a wonderful group of people. And then a little bit ago, I left and we went to Utah and did the Heart of Forgiveness workshop near the Zion National Park. And that was amazing as well. The workshop is just so transformative. So if you are holding on to anything, pain or resentments, and where you might need to forgive others or yourself for that matter, this workshop might be something you want to check out. We're going to do it again next year, the first weekend in November, and we will be near Zion Canyon National Park. So we do the workshop a little bit for 4 or 5 hours a day, and then we go to the park and process any emotions or just enjoy the beauty that is there. And so keep that in mind for next year, in case you are stuck in some things where you need to forgive yourself or other people. And then I just did a Manifest Your Best Life workshop online Saturday. So it has been a little bit of a busy time. And that's part of the reason why I haven't seen you guys in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to welcome you all here, backing up. Oh dear, now what are we doing? Okay, good. I got it. Don't worry, I didn't mess up my tech. Hi, Mary. Hi, Tanya and Samuel, Ashley, and Debbie and Jennifer, Tiffany. Hello, Denise and Debbie. Nice to see you, Debbie. And my computer is doing weird things again on me. What is up with this today? Hold on, people. Here we are. Okay, I made it better. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you again, too. And Kimberly and Darlene, thank you all for joining me. So we are going to, what my plan is I'm going to talk about the soul for a few minutes, what the soul is, and a couple of things, because people had asked some questions over the last few weeks. And so I wanted to answer those questions. And before I got to that, I did want to talk about my Courageously You small group coaching program. Spirit told me several years ago I needed to start this program to help people become the best version of themselves. And over the years, I've helped people discover their truth and who they really are at the soul level. And they've learned strategies to help them stay in the power of their soul and stay in that truth, and also some strategies to help them handle life's challenges. What I didn't realize when I started this program was that Spirit had a bigger plan in mind. And I was surprised to find that the more my coaching participants learned about themselves and chose to live from their truth, and it is a choice, the more amazing their lives would be. I knew that it would help them. The program would help them because Spirit said so, right? So I knew it would help them, but I had no idea to the extent that it would. Personal relationships were improved for so many of them. Some started businesses to help other people. They learned to prioritize what was really important to them and how to minimize that self-doubt and self-judgment that so many of us have. What ended up happening is that their life became more meaningful. They had more joy. They could handle the challenges and had less stress. The voice of the inner critic was muffled as they shifted their perspectives, recognizing they had the power to believe in themselves. I don't know about you guys, but for years, some time ago, I really had a struggle in believing in myself. And I know a lot of my clients do too. We learn how to minimize that self-doubt and that self-judgment. And another thing Spirit did that I had no idea was going to happen was that the more people learned and connected with their soul's essence and really felt it and lived from it, they had this bonus of an increased intuition. I had no idea that was going to happen. But when I think about it, of course, it makes sense. It would happen because if you're living from your soul's essence, you're in that spiritual flow. And if you're in that spiritual flow, you're going to be connected to everything. So those synchronicities would come and they would know things ahead of time, premonitions, all sorts of stuff. So it was an amazing thing. And everybody learned how to believe in themselves to such an extent that they trusted their soul to guide them. Now, the reason I'm telling this to you is in case you want to have your joyful life as well and live as your joyful soul. And this program begins in January. There's 8 online Zoom sessions, and early bird registration ends next week. That's why I'm talking about it. It ends next week, December 1st. For those who register, you get a lower price. There is a payment plan available if you're interested in that. You also get a free 30-minute private coaching session. And because Black Friday's coming and we have to do something, right? I'm going to throw in a free gift bag for everybody who has registered. And this is an amazing price. It is a $3,000 value, and I'm not kidding you on that. It is a $3,000 value, and it is much, much, much less than that. It is, however, limited to 8 people. And so I do have some seats left. If you are interested, I did put the link in the description of this radio show right here at the top so you can see it. My passion and my purpose is to help everybody live their most joyful, meaningful life. And that's part of the reason why I do this radio show every week. Well, most weeks, unless I'm traveling doing workshops someplace else. But that's the reason I do this, so I can help you look at your lives differently and create as much joy as possible, reducing that stress and all of those things. So I'm going to go backtrack and say hello to people I might have missed. Hello, Julie and Jennifer and Samantha. Yes, this Courageously You group coaching program, small group coaching program is amazing. I'm stunned every year when I do this and how people end up living their lives and feeling better. So go to the link. You can check it out, read more about it. It's right at the top. Now, if you're just joining in, I'm Colleen Vanderzijden. I am the host of the show, a registered medium at Lily Dale and a certified intuitive life coach. I'm also the author of the book Courageously You, and I will show you what it looks like. And then we are going to get to our stuff. So I'm going to talk about the soul, what the soul is, for a little bit, and very just a short, brief amount, because we're going to do the soul readings, because I know that's what you really want me to do, and so I will do that. But I think it's very important that we understand the soul a little bit. If I'm going to tell you something about your soul, it'd be good if you understood where I'm coming from and what's going on. So the first question I'm answering tonight is what somebody asked me, and asked, what is your soul's truth? The truth is the soul is connected to the divine energy, the universal energy, the source energy, the God energy, the spiritual flow, whatever you want to call that energy that permeates everything in life. Our soul is a part of that. In most religion and spiritual beliefs, we talk about the soul as being part of love, okay, being love and limitless. Tanya, I probably can't scroll up either to see the link. If you go to ColleenVanderzijden.com and then a / Courageously You course with hyphens between each. Courageously You course, hyphen in between each one, and then another / it should pop up, but you can check it after too as well. Maybe, Ashley, you can stick the link if you have it in the comments. Maybe somebody can stick it in the comments for me. So the soul's truth is we are a part of that divine, limitless energy that is out there. That is who we truly are. For some of us, we have never really considered what that means. Like, what does this mean? You know, we think about the soul and it's kind of there or something. Thank you so much, Joe. I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. So each of us express our soul in our own unique way. So even though I might say, and I do frequently, that the soul is a being of love, it is, but we express our love in different ways. We have different interests. We have different ways that we show love, kindness, caring. There are different words that describe forms of love. So we show it. This soul, we express our soul in our own way. We express qualities that are important to our soul through our lives and how we live. So for example, I'm a teacher. I love teaching. I express my soul through teaching. I also express my soul as a wife. I express my soul as a mother. I express my soul as a person who loves to write. I express that in different ways. And all of these things are satisfying for my soul, but are also helpful to other people. right? It doesn't mean it has to be that, okay? But that's what it is. We all have our unique soul quality. So tonight, when I'm doing the mini readings, I could not say that, doing the mini readings, I will give you a soul word or a color that represents some words or descriptions. And these words that I give you are going to be representing a part of you, an important quality for you as for where you are today, okay? Excuse me. So I may have told you a different word a different day, but we're in a different place right now. So I could give you something that is different if I end up talking to somebody repeated. So if you were choose to use whatever words I give you or what words feel right for you, if you were to choose to use them, you would be expressing your soul the way you want to express it as your own unique quality, the way you want to do it. So for example, another example here, if you are love, okay, we're just going to use the big generic one there. How do you express love? You know, how do you express it? Is it being helpful for other people? Is it loving yourself and taking care of your energy? Is it being kind to people even if they hurt you? Is it protecting your energy and walking away from people who have hurt you? How do you express your love? So if you are a giver, that's a big one for a lot of my clients. We are very much giving people, aren't we? If you are a giver, you express your love by helping. You want to be there for people. As I talk about the soul qualities, I may also talk about some of the, I'm going to call them hazards of your soul quality. Because if you are a giver, you may end up giving too much. You might want to overgive, or it turns into such an extent of you giving to other people so much that maybe you start to feel taken advantage of. But if you understand you're a giver, you start to recognize where your boundaries are. Okay, that's a great question, Linda, and I'm actually going to answer it. Linda's asking right now, what is an old soul? And I had somebody ask me that last time too. And an old soul, when we think of an old soul as somebody who comes into this physical lifetime, we think of somebody who is very wise, don't we? Somebody who already knows a lot or seems to be very spiritually connected. I believe that is one aspect of an old soul. Sometimes people also think that if they're an old soul, they don't have to come back again and learn any more lessons. Now, my perspective on that is that we are all old souls, that we have been here many a time, and that we have lived through different life experiences that we at a soul level have chosen so that we are learning something at our soul level. Okay, that's my perspective as of today. Tomorrow I could change my mind. We have free will and I might change my mind. I doubt it, but I could. So an old soul is that. I do believe that we all have this wisdom, this deep wisdom. I also believe that sometimes we choose a lifetime where we may have more problems and challenges. And maybe at our soul level, we chose those because we wanted that experience. It's something to think about. Okay, definitely not a done deal here, but it's something to consider. I don't believe if you're an old soul, and I'm going to use that in the term that so many of us do, that you're not going to come back again. I believe that you'll probably get back over in heaven and you'll go, oh, I want to do that again, but this time I'm going to do it differently. So I believe we might do that. So that was a great question, Linda. So as you become more conscious and aware, more conscious and intentional about how you live, you'll be deliberate in your actions and your behaviors so you reflect the authenticity of your soul, which is really what we want to be doing. And I've talked about the consciousness shift many a time and in the last few weeks as well. We are here at this time to share our light, to share our soul's light with other people and to reclaim our soul's power. That's why we are alive right now. We are here to make a difference in this lifetime. So understanding and questioning and wanting to know who you are at the soul level is a sign of your soul calling you and saying, come on, let's connect more. Let's be best friends. So we want to connect more. So we want to live from that authenticity. What is our soul? How do we want to live? Who are we? Somebody asked a couple weeks ago as well, how do we discover our soul? And besides what I'll tell you today, of course, and my impressions to you when I do the mini readings, some thoughts that can help you is to think about what is important to you. You know, some people really love animals. That is so important to them. That is part of their soul's journey, their soul's path to make a difference and help the animals. Okay, what do you love doing and why do you love doing it? I love teaching because it's fun. I like inspiring people. I like helping them and guiding them. That's what I really like doing. That's something that's part of my soul's expression. You can also ask yourself, who do you want to be? When we're first going on our spiritual growth path, we may not really have an idea of who we want to be. I suggest if that's the case that you look at yourself and go, well, what kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be love and kindness and caring? And if you do, then you choose to live from those qualities. You choose to be loving, kind, and caring, which is very easy to do when people are nice to you. But it's not easy to do when people aren't nice to you. This is when you have that choice, that free will. How are you going to respond? Are you going to choose to live from your soul's perspective and demonstrate that kindness and caring? And remember, it can be toward yourself, not necessarily always toward another person. If someone's being abusive to you, you can tactfully demonstrate love by protecting yourself and walking away. That's doing love, okay? Sometimes we think if we're being an unconditional loving person, we're a doormat and we need to put up with everything. That is not the case, because love means we love other people. We let them be who they are. We may disagree with them, but we can still send them kind thoughts and be kind, caring, loving to them. That doesn't mean we have to put up with behaviors that are abusive. Okay, we have to love ourselves as well. So these questions to help you discover who you are at your soul level is what is most important to you? Okay, think about those things. What do you love doing and why? And who do you want to be? If you want to be kind and caring, you'll decide to move that way. Sometimes people really love gardening, right? Gardening brings them into the ground, brings them into the earth, and they might feel peace and satisfaction. Family can be very important to people, and you might be a nurturer, a very caring person, etc. So you see how this works? Now, to live from the soul, I'm going to talk about how to live from the soul, and a couple ideas to help you do that, and then we'll do the readings. You want to live from the soul to hear and know your soul's truth. This involves checking in with ourselves. We check in with ourselves all the time for habitual, unimportant matters, like what clothes we're going to wear in the morning, what we're going to eat for breakfast, what socks we're putting on, those things. We check in with ourselves. Oh, I like this color. I'm going to wear this today. What we want to do is step that up and become more intentional and more aware and check in with ourselves to see how our soul wants us to respond to a situation. If integrity is important to you, you may want to speak your truth. You might want to disassociate from an unethical person. If someone is impatient with you, your soul will tell you how to respond. Will you respond with the same energy, or will you back off and go, I'm going to be patient today. They must be having a rough day. Somebody asked also a week or two ago that he says a soul helps other people. He says he's an old soul and he helps other people, but it's not so clear for himself. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, 3 ideas that you can use to help you get more clarity on your own soul. Before I do that, though, I'm going to scroll up and say hello to people. And I'm going to do the readings in a few minutes. Literally, okay? Don't start saying you want a reading yet, but I can give you a hint ahead of time. People asked really cool questions last time and they got my attention. So that's what you want to see. So I'm just checking. Thank you guys for posting things. Kimberly, why is my life so hard and full of trauma? I'm tired and sad and can't cope anymore. Okay, Kimberly, hold on. I'm writing down your name and I will come back to you, honey. Okay, I will come back to you. I'm going to write down life is hard because once I start working, as you guys saw last week, once I start working in spirit land, so to speak, I can't remember who I'm talking to and what you said. So hopefully some of the other things I say tonight will help you, Kimberly. Okay, I'm writing it down. Got it. Okay, thank you, Kimberly. I'm coming back to you. Kyle says she expresses her love through making cookies for her family and friends. I love that. I think my soul is out of control with the animals, Penny. I love it. I love it. I can relate. I have cats. Hi, Emily. Thank you for the stars, Emily. So everybody, if you like what I'm talking about tonight, and I do donate my time to Lily Dale for this, you can send me stars as a thank you. And that would be wonderful. So let's get back to this because I know you're impatiently waiting. Don't worry. I'm not going to stop early. So to figure out who our soul really is and how we need to respond, the more we know about ourselves and what is true for us the easier it becomes to check in with ourselves and hear and feel our soul's voice. Like I was talking about with my coaching program. With my coaching program, people learned more about themselves. So as they did, they started letting go of those false beliefs that had built up over time, those ideas that we can't change our lives. They started to let these things go. And as they started to do this, they were letting go of the things that were covering up their soul, basically. And as they did that, their intuition expanded. They could understand, oh, I'm a people pleaser and I'm falling into that trap. They could see that and they could choose to go in a different direction. The more we know ourselves and question ourselves, is this true for me? Is it right for me anymore? Be curious about who you really are. The more we do this, the more we let go of the stuff blocking our way and we can hear the soul's voice. And that voice comes through with intuition, gentle nudges, passing thoughts. Have you ever had that experience where this thought just popped into your head and then it kept popping in over and over and over? That's your intuition talking to you. Or sometimes you'll have a thought pop into your head and all of a sudden you're doing something else. Maybe you drive down a different road that you didn't plan to drive down and something happened. Maybe you missed an accident. That's your intuition. You're following it and just going with it. What happens is the more you know yourself, you begin to distinguish between the thoughts of fear or worry and your truth, the truth of your inner self. You can distinguish which one is which. Our intuition is on the more subtle side. The second thing to think about here, so the first one is getting to know yourself. This is how you can really start to live from your truth. It's find out who you are. Be curious. Do it without self-judgment. Okay, just be curious. I catch myself sometimes, I'm like, oops, went down that path again, and then I come back. Okay, catch it. Then second thing is to breathe and connect to your body. When you do this, you're centering yourself. You're breaking out of those repetitive thoughts and getting stuck in your mind. Okay, breathing and connecting to your body centers you. When you do this, you're back in your soul. You want to do this regularly. You don't want to wait until you're in a problem because it's harder to do then. If you do it every day, practice it if you will, every day, it becomes easier and easier to get into that space. So when there's a problem, you can simply do what you do, breathe, feel in with your body, touch in with the body, and then get back into the center. Once you get there, it's easier to think. I know when I get worried, I can't think straight at all. But when I breathe and get back into my body, I have more clarity and I also feel more peaceful. It takes 1 to 2 minutes to do this. So this is not a big deal here. 1 to 2 minutes. The next step, number 3, is to allow the answers to come to you. Okay? If you're trying to decide what to do, how to respond, how to react, whatever it might be, we think, right? We think and think and think and think because that's what we're trained to do. So we think and think. What we want to do, put the information out there that we're looking for, then let it be. Allow the answers to come to you. We don't want to force it. I know if I'm thinking too much, trying to figure something out, or I'm getting worried about something, I just feel worse and worse and I just can't think. But when I remember to step back and breathe, get back in my body, then I move into that trust that the answer is going to come to me. So it might come to me, it might pop into my head, just come right into my head. Or it could come into my head while I'm doing the laundry or walking outside, or I could come in while I'm sleeping. So what we want to do is allow the answers to come to you. Okay, so those are the things to help you get there. Know yourself, breathe and connect to the body so you can be centered, and then allow the answers to come. No controlling, no forcing, just allow it. Okay, there, I've talked about my soul, not too long. We still have lots of time, everybody. So I see we have a star party challenge started. That means we're going for as many people sending stars as possible in the next 5 minutes is what that means. Okay, so the soul readings. If you are watching on a page other than mine, you need to get over to my page now. Colleen Vander Zijden, medium and intuitive life coach. If you are on the Lily Dale page, I cannot see your comments, or on the Spiritual Growth and Support group, I cannot see your comments. And so if I'm going to talk to you, I need to see your comments right here in my feed, and that way I can see what's going on, and also that's how you're going to get my attention, right? So be on my page, Colleen Vander Zijden, medium and intuitive life coach. As I talk to you, I'm going to ask you some questions probably. Give me the answers. I looked at somebody's comment. I will look at the comments here and just go with whatever catches my interest. Okay. And if I'm doing a reading and sometimes I get a lot of comments going here, feel free to write it again. Okay. So that I catch it because sometimes I can't catch everybody. And once it scrolls up high enough, I can't see everybody. Okay. And one more thing. As I'm talking to one person, other people may hear a message within that. Okay. I could be talking to so-and-so, and then somebody else says, oh my goodness, that totally makes sense for me. If it does, take the message, because spirit works in that way, tries to hit as many people as possible. They want to give messages, inspiration, and guidance to as many as possible. Okay, so you can send the stars. I think it's right up at the top, maybe. It's something like facebook.com or fb.com. Stars, I think that's what it is. Okay, so I'm not going to do Kimberly right away, but Kimberly, if you're still watching, I have it down. I'm not going to forget you. I'm going to start with somebody else to get myself in the flow, okay? Okay, I'm going to go with Ellen. Ellen is asking, do you interact with the same souls each new visit? And does your soul leave your body at night? Great questions. Great questions. Let's start with the easy one. Yes, your soul can leave your body at night, but not totally leave your body, okay? It's part of your consciousness goes out and goes to, I'm going to call it heaven, the divine energy. It goes out so that you can learn, you can get information, that thing. So it's not that your soul is leaving your body and you're going to die. Not that thing. It's a part of it does go out. There are lots of theories that our same souls do interact here, because I was just recently teaching, helping teach this forgiveness workshop with Greg. And as we were there, I was telling people what their past life connections were. I have seen over and over in so many of the workshops I've attended or taught that the right people come together. And it's so much fun to look at the past life connections. You know, like I met a sister quite a few years ago. I met a husband from quite a few years ago. I just recently met another sister. We could see like parents, this is your mother and you are the mother of this person. So I do believe that we have soul groups, if you will, that we do travel with from lifetime to lifetime. Maybe not every lifetime, of course, but I do believe that. So Ellen, let me tell you some things about your soul. You have a beautiful soul, by the way. There is so much truth within your soul. You are a person of high integrity. You are a person that really values fairness, equality, being there for people. I would expect that some of your hazards, we'll call them again, some of your hazards might be that you might give too much and try to help too much for people. And then you may have had some experiences where you've gotten burned. But your soul is one of integrity. You're a good person for helping lift other people up. For you, doing the right thing is very important. If you couldn't do the wrong thing, I mean, you couldn't do something that would be unethical. You can't. It's impossible. So you are the kind of person that demonstrates that honesty and that integrity. And with that, you also have this great opportunity to help other people step into their integrity as well. It is so important these days that people recognize that. So Ellen, I will leave that with you, and I will continue on and see what else we have here. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go to Suzanne. Suzanne said she'd love to move away, but she's too afraid. So Suzanne, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a soul reading and see what comes out of my mouth. I like to say, I just talk. We see what happens here. So Suzanne, fear is a big thing right now, okay, in the world. Fear is huge right now. So you recognizing that you have some fear about wanting to move is logical, because number one, it's scary to make a big choice and a big change like that. But number two, the energy of the world now is full of a lot of fear. So that energy out there is affecting you as well. So you may be feeling as though you're too scared, more than normal. It sounds kind of strange the way I just said that, but it could be more than normal. Now, here's the thing for you. Your soul is one that is all about resilience and joy. It's It's all about resilience and joy, which is, in some ways, it almost feels like it's in conflict, doesn't it? Because if you're a person of joy, you want more and more joy. But a person who has resilience as part of their soul's quality would be someone who's probably had some challenges. I mean, we've all had challenges, right? But maybe you've had more than your fair share of challenges. But the more resilient you are, the more you embrace your adventures, the more you go out there and create the life you want to have, the more joy you're going to have. So they actually go hand in hand for you. Sometimes when we have a dream or a goal that causes us some fear, it is important that we recognize the fear, be somewhat logical about it, look at it from a practical standpoint, like what are the practical fears? But there's another part to it too, because to be courageous, and that was part of the reason I titled my book Courageously You, is that we are courageous. We have some fear, but we do it anyway. I can tell you the first time I did a live video, I was shaking afterwards. I was scared just about to death. But I did it anyway. And now here we are, 500 whatever shows later. And there we are. So it's probably not 500, maybe 350. So anyway, sometimes we have to do it anyway. To Suzanne, for you, breathe and center. Get back in your body. I would suggest not thinking about whether or not you need to move or how to move or the details of it, but instead kind of put it off for 2 or 3 weeks and say, on December 15th, I'm going to think about this again. And allow the answer to come to you, and you'll know if it feels right, because there'll be a certain feeling in your body. You have the resilience to move, and you'll find more joy, not necessarily where you think it's going to be. So this will be fun to see what happens. Definitely. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Okay, wait, I want to do it to Kimberly, but not yet. Kimberly, stay there. Don't leave. I hope you're still there because I'm going to talk to you in a minute. I want to talk to Jody because this is going to be fun. Jody says, if geographical distance is a barrier to meeting a person important to us... Oh, poop, it scrolled up on me. Okay, something about the distance. It's not letting me see it now. Are you responding? Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you, Greg. So if I had to respond to it, and Greg knew I was going to respond to this. So if you are to meet somebody important, there is no physical distance. Okay. I met my husband, Greg, basically through his book. He wrote a book called The Quickening, which is amazing. If you want to learn more about your spiritual journey, the subtitle is Leaping Ahead on Your Spiritual Journey. The Quickening, Leaping Ahead on Your Spiritual Journey. I read his book through that, just a very brief story, and then I will go and do the reading parts. And I love the book so much, I reached out to him, and we became Facebook friends. And 2 years later, we started just chatting on Facebook. And here we are 2 years from then, and we just got married in July. So if you are meant to meet somebody, it will happen. It will happen. There we are. Greg, you're so funny. Colleen's husband here. Yes. Okay. So Jody, since you asked a question and I answered it, I got to give you a reading as well, right? Okay. I'm going to give you a color reading because that feels right to me right now. And Jody, the color that's coming to me for you is green. Green to me means the heart color of love, and it also is healing. Okay, they go together for you. I want the love and the healing together. You are a person that really enjoys being in nature. You really like that peace that comes with it. Green also signifies a lot of peace. So we've got the love, we've got the peace, we've got the healing, we've got harmony, those kinds of things. So if there's a word in there, Jody, that really speaks to you, you might embrace that word and start affirming to yourself that that's who you are. Since you asked the question about if somebody's important to you, will they come to you? I'm assuming that you might be waiting for a partner to show up or something along that line. And the best way to handle that is to believe that when the time is right, the right person will appear. Okay, and I will leave that for you. Now I'm going to Kimberly now. Kimberly had said that her life is hard, that she's tired and she's sad and she can't cope. Kimberly, you have a most gorgeous soul. It is so beautiful. What I'm seeing right now with your soul, there's a gentleness about your soul. I am seeing the color pink. And I'm also seeing sparkles with it, and I love when I see sparkles. Sparkles to me always mean the light, of course. It means it's like twinkling when you look at the sky and you see the twinkling. It means the connection to me, the spiritual connection. Pink is also the color of the heart, and the pink is also the unconditional love. Pink is a very beautiful color. For you being a very gentle person and somebody who expresses so much love, it is understandable that at this point your soul might be tired. Okay, especially if your life has been hard and challenging, because it can be a difficult time for us to replenish our energy. So for Kimberly, what I would suggest for you is we want to come up with some ways to help you replenish that energy and reconnect with hope, because there's a sound within your comments that you feel hopeless, that life is not going to get better for you. And I can tell you that's not true, that your life is going to get better for you, because I can see it. As you go to replenish your energy, I'm going to give you some suggestions as a coach, and somebody is talking to me. So as a coach, the first thing, of course, is, and I know you've heard this, and I know you've probably tried it, but I suggest you try it again, is the gratitude list. Start writing it down. Anything and everything you can think of that you are grateful for. Everything and anything. If that voice comes in that tells you, well, no, you don't have that anymore, and starts pointing out all the things you don't have, or you're missing, or you want, or whatever, if that starts happening, just set it aside and keep focusing on the gratitude list. Sometimes when we feel hopeless and we feel like we can't cope and we're tired, sometimes the best thing to do is to just be. Just be. Go outside, take a walk, unless you live someplace where there's 5 feet of snow already and you can't walk. Get some air and walk and be. Kimberly, as well, I'm going to give you something else too, and other people, you may want to try this as well. Maybe I should talk about this on another show or something sometime. I would suggest also that you do some writing. I like to call it automatic writing or inspirational writing, where you just write whatever comes into your head, but you do it with the intention of connecting either to spirit, to God, to angels, spirit guides, your higher self. I always talk about how I started it was holding a shell, and I got a message from a shell, and I wrote them all down. Okay, and that changed my life. And so I would suggest that you try some of that. You can contact me, Kimberly, and I can give you some more information on that, because that's just a very brief form. Just message me and I will get back to you about that, so I can give you some more information on that. Another thing you might want to do is you might want to watch some more of my shows. They are on my Facebook page here, Colleen Vander Zijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach. Look at the videos. You might see something that helps, because I know I talked about being hopeless before, but it was quite some time ago. So anyway, there's that. So with your beautiful, gentle soul, Kimberly, know that you can replenish that energy. Breathe in the pink. Breathe in the pink. Use it as a meditation. That will help to replenish. Okay, I best leave you, Kimberly. I could talk to you all day, I have a feeling. But I won't. I will leave you there with that. Okay, I'm coming down, you guys. I'm coming. I'll go faster now. Oh, there you are. You were patiently waiting. Thank you, Kimberly. So, okay. Okay, doing this one. Nikki says, hi there. If I know some triggers, sadness, betrayal, injustice, narcissism, how do I step out of it when I get triggered? I always tell people that if you're an empath, you are going to have a relationship with a narcissist one way or another. It's just the way it is. So, Nikki, I expect you are an empath. Okay, so if you know your triggers, then your soul will tell you how to respond. If you have a narcissistic relationship, or you've been in one, or you have to handle one, they're a family member and it's not like you're just going to take off and not speak to them anymore, you have to protect your energy. And there's nothing wrong with saying, no, sorry, can't handle this right now, or walking away We all know that if you're talking to a narcissist, they're gaslighters and they are not going to hear you. So if you try to convince somebody to believe something different, it's not going to work. So just give up on that right away. So if you know some triggers, pay attention to what your soul wants you to do. Now for you, Nikki, your soul is one of connection. You're a person who has trusted people throughout your life, and you have found out that not everybody is like you are, but you are a person of connection. You want to connect with people. You want to be there for them. You want to help them. Part of the problem and part of the reason why you get triggered by some of these things is because it's hard for you to understand their responses, because you look at people with pretty much an open heart. So you're an open-hearted, connected soul. So back to what I'd said a little bit earlier, that if we are going to live from our soul's perspective and live from our soul's qualities and express our soul, we also have to remember to protect our soul and protect our energy. So logically, if something is going on that is affecting us, then our soul is going to want us to protect ourselves. And there's lots of different ways. One thing I liked to play with when I was trying to diminish my triggers was when I was triggered by another person, I looked at whatever was triggering me and then asked myself if that quality was within myself. Lots of times it was. And just for a simple example, I had a friend who complained and complained and complained all the time, just all the time. And then one day I caught myself complaining about his complaining. And I realized he bothered me and triggered me because that behavior was something I had within myself that I wanted to look at and let go of. So that's something to consider that you could do. In my book, Courageously You, I talk about some other ways that you can minimize and diminish the triggers. But that might be something to look at, because if you can honestly look at these other people who are triggering you and say, well, you know, I don't have that anymore, then there's a different reason to be triggered. But if someone's behaviors or attitudes are triggering us, that means there is something we need to look at within ourselves that needs to be healed or let go of. Otherwise, if somebody is triggering you for whatever reason, or should have been triggering you for another reason, you might go, okay, I see what he's doing, but it's not bothering me. So that means it's been healed and let go of. That was not a very clear paragraph. So I hope that made some sense to you, Nikki. It was definitely rambling, but that's what happens sometimes when I'm in spirit land. So there is that, but that's something to think about. Yeah, okay, good. And also I gave you a couple of thoughts about yourself and being connected. Yes, yeah, you have a nice soul. Okay, let's see what else I got. Okay, let's do Joe. Joe Cipoletti. Can I or my daughter, Ellie, have a soul reading? Huh. Okay, now here's some fun, Joe and Ellie, because did you guys ever have the feeling that you were connected in a previous lifetime? Because you guys were definitely connected in a previous lifetime. The impression I'm getting is you're both very close with each other, and I'm wondering if it's kind of similar to me and my daughter, because my daughter was my mother in a previous lifetime, and I'm wondering if your daughter was your mother in a previous lifetime, because I feel like this with you guys. It's a really wonderful thing. So Joe, your soul is one of giving, and you are also one of determination. You like to give to other people. You like to be there for them. You like to nurture them. You like to help them. You're also very determined. You're not much of one for letting blocks get in your way. Okay. These are excellent qualities to have in a soul. Of course, aren't they all, right? But these are excellent qualities because you lend your strength and determination to other people. Ellie is such a very, what a kind soul she has. What a kind soul. Ellie, are you like interested in animals and children? I have to ask you. Kimberly, you're welcome. Ellie, I'm scrolling down because I got to see if she... Cindy, 28-year narcissistic. Oh my gosh. maybe I should talk about narcissists again. Here's a whole show about narcissists. Okay, I'm going down. Joe, yes, I do Zoom readings. I just can't wait for this summer. I know the summer's coming. Okay, I'm actually just scrolling to see if Ellie has this kind heart, because she is so amazing. Ellie's 13 years old. Okay, there we go. That's why I feel it. And a dog and 2 cats. Okay, good. I had to go down there first, and then I will scroll back up so I don't lose some people here who have asked for things. Okay, good. So Allie, is she by you? Well, anyway, you can tell her. She is so kind. There is a beautiful gentleness with her, a lot like the other person where I just said she had a gentle soul as well. I think that was Kimberly. So Allie has this beautiful, kind soul and wants to be there for people. And I know she's very sensitive as well. And if her feelings get hurt, it really bothers her. And I feel like she kind of takes it all within and goes within. But this is wonderful, because she is going to be a person who really, really positively impacts other people. I can definitely see her in a field that is a helping field, medical, teaching, that kind of thing. Anything that's helping people, that's very important for her. And I love the energy with her and you together, being there with each other. It's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And also, does Ellie do any music and art too? She's got this creative side to her as well, and a very good intuition. Very good intuition. Love it. Love it. Okay, this is wonderful. Okay, I'm scrolling back up. Denise, how to know if you are truly an empath? Ooh, I love that one. Empaths is one of my favorite things to talk about, Denise, and I know you are. Empaths are sensitive people. We pick up on energies from other people, from situations. Empaths, if they walk into a room and the energy is weird, they feel it. You may not know what's affecting your energy, especially if you're not aware that you're an empath. But if you're aware you're an empath, you'll recognize what's happening. The difference between an empath and a highly sensitive person is that an empath has that higher degree of intuition. Okay, where we pick up the guidance. We are aware of that energy to a different way. We can do premonitions. We get those feelings and those kinds of things. So, yes. So Denise, I wanted to know who I was talking about all of a sudden. I did write it down. I'm getting better about it. So for you, yeah, you are very sensitive, aren't you, Denise? You feel very deeply. You really do feel deeply. And here's a word I want for you. You're going to love this one. Freedom. I want freedom for you. It's the ability to live as your true self. It's the ability to live from your soul's perspective, and recognizing that when you're living as your true self, you have freedom. You no longer have to please other people. You no longer have to be there for them, unless you really want to be there for them. Okay. So rather than feeling obligated or responsible, you can choose from your freedom if it feels right to you. Empaths are big feelers. We want to feel the answers. We don't want to think them out. Think it's too hard. Feeling is better. And then some of the things I talked about earlier, if you're getting stuck in your head, you're trying to figure something out, you got to know yourself better. Breathe, connect to your body to get out of your head, and then allow the answers to come to you. Allow the feeling, allow it to present itself to you. Don't think it out. So you have this beautiful freedom sense with you, the sensitivity, freedom, and empath skills. Ooh, good one, Denise. Yes. Okay, going down a little more. You little sweetheart. Scorpio. Oh, how does an empath not become codependent? That's a topic for a show. Okay, I'm going to write it down. That's a topic for a show. Not become codependent, because I could go on forever for that, and I shouldn't. So, Julie, I'll just give you a soul reading instead. So, Julie, ooh, you must be a very encouraging person. Are you there for people a lot? Do you really encourage them, reassure them, lift them up? I know, I don't believe I'm wrong on this. I know you're the kind of person that thanks people a lot. You show your appreciation to others, and you let people know that you think they're wonderful and amazing. You are a person that encourages others. You have a beautiful sense of optimism about you as well. That doesn't mean that you haven't had some issues that kind of, knocked you down a little bit, but that is what you have. And I love it. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I'm going to go into a different mode for just a second here, Julie. Julie, do you get a lot of headaches? Who gets the headaches? Who's getting the headaches? Because all of a sudden I'm getting pain in my head. Do you have somebody either on the other side or here, physically alive, who had a head issue? Somebody having a head issue, pain. Do you get headaches? What's that? Tell me about that in a minute. I will scroll down. Joe has a good bond. Sports intuition. Yes, spot on. Good. Glad to hear. Okay. Good. Glad you guys are liking this. And it's making sense. I don't have it. Mom has dementia. Okay. For that one. Okay. So Julie. I'm still scrolling for Julie. Link to Stars not working for me too. I don't know. I think sometimes, I don't know. Maybe clicking at the comment at the very top, the pinned comment at the top, might work. Shannon Gates has a headache. I love it. So, okay. Still trying to send stars. I don't know. I don't get it. My intuition is blocked lately. Weird feelings. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave that one for there because I just got that weird feeling here. I wanted to do that. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Megan, I would love a soul reading, please. Any insight how the next year is going to be for me and my daughter going away? No worries about that, Megan. You don't need to worry about that. It's all going to work out just fine. And it'll be really good for both of you, actually. So, Megan, let me talk about you. Megan. Ooh. Oh, I like your energy too. You guys have great energy, by the way. There is a gratitude about your energy. And you also have a very similar energy to other people I've talked about tonight. So the connecting, you're very good at connecting. You have the gratitude. You have faith. You actually believe. And sometimes people think about faith. They think about, I got to believe in God and follow the religion. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the faith, believing in yourself, in believing in a spirit or believing in a divine energy or something. You have a faith. Sometimes a hazard with the faith is that we can have the doubt. We doubt, not just if there is a God or a heaven or those things, but we doubt ourselves. So for you, part of your path is faith in believing in yourself and probably faith in believing in your daughter. And I know you believe in your daughter 120%. So I'm not concerned with that at all. So for you, it's having faith that you can live your life the way you want it to, and that you can be you. There's something else about you too that I'm really liking. Do you have a dream you have not done yet, Megan? There's a feeling of a dream around you, something I always wanted to do and I haven't done it yet. Remember that. It feels like it would have been from a long time ago. Remember that dream and go start working on it. Go do it. Go do it. It's for you. It's what you have it. Okay. I'm going to leave you on that one. Jamie is saying, I get these weird feelings in my chest and in my gut. I call that the body barometer. Our body gives us messages. Chest is normally good things are happening and gut bad things happening. So it depends on how you are. We always get that feeling in your gut, right? You're like a sinking feeling and you know there's a warning there. That is a part of your soul giving you guidance and messages. We have been for our whole life so externally focused on what's out there and not in here. We never really learn to check in with ourselves and see what our truth is. So our body will give us all these signs and symbols, but we're not paying attention to them. And so we take a Tylenol and we hope it's going to go away and we power through and all that. So if we start paying attention to our body, the body barometer, we will get those messages. And that is a message from your soul. These days, so many people are struggling with so many things in life that it is important that we do step back from some of the stuff that's happening out there and get back to ourselves and check in with ourselves and see what is true. So Jamie, you know this already, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You are intuitive, right? You are very intuitive. You do pick up on premonitions. You do have ideas. Your intuition has actually helped you quite a lot and has led you to where you need to go. The color that does come into you does connect with intuition to me, which is purple and violet, those spiritual colors that come in, the ones that are connected with the crown chakra and to the universal energy. So you do have that quite a bit as well, Jamie. And for you, with this intuition, it's such a natural part of you, which is wonderful, that sometimes it can surprise you that you will end up someplace else you didn't know you were going to end up. I recognize that you are beginning to really start to trust yourself even more and trust your path and where you're going. You're very good about trying to look at life from a broader perspective, what is most important for you. So those are some thoughts for you, Jamie. Always, Julie says. Always. Is that the headaches, Julie? I'll come back to it if it is. Still, oh, darn on the stars. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. What time is it? 8:54. Oh my goodness, time is flying, isn't it? Okay, good one, Mary. Okay, I'm writing you down. But first, I want to do Lindsay. So Lindsay, who posted about a soul reading and saying she wishes her husband understood her a little bit more. So Lindsay, this is Colleen, life coach, talking right now. Not everybody understands those things, and I understand that you have explained it to him many times. Your soul is also a very gentle, sensitive one. I got the gentle, sensitive ones coming to me tonight. I'm connecting with them the most tonight. You have a very gentle, sensitive soul. People who struggle with mental illnesses, and there are so many these days, particularly a lot of people struggling now mentally and emotionally. You have, and don't take this the wrong way what I'm about to say, Lindsay, you have the heart of a beautiful child. And I mean that from the purity of spirit perspective, okay? Not childlike, you're troubled or a jerk or anything like that. You have a purity of spirit within you. You have a childlikeness within you. And this actually has caused some problems for you because you do want things to be the way you want them to be. You do want others to understand you. You do want what you want, which is a childlike thing, right? But it's also a good thing because this means your soul is giving you messages about what you want out of life. If you recognize that this beautiful childlike energy you have within you is actually a purity of love, and you really, really embrace the love and feel the love for yourself, for the animals, for nature, for breathing, for everything, this is going to help you become stronger in yourself. And it will also help your husband see you and see who you really are. The mental illness is not who you really are. It's a part of you, but it is not the totality of you. So if you can really step into that love, that is going to help you feel better. It's also going to help him see you better. And that's not the reason to do it, to have him see you differently. It's the whole point of this is for you to feel better and to accept yourself. And with that childlike purity, you are going to find that more and more people are coming to you who understand you, who love you, who get it. Okay? They are there for you. You're going to see them. You're going to recognize them. And that's really going to feed your soul and your heart. And do you have a cat? Because I'm feeling a cat around you right now. Anyway, I will leave that, Lindsay. You do have a beautiful energy about you. Just be you. And I mean the soul you. Okay, Mary, I got a bite on that one. So jealous right now of everyone else who is getting a reading. Are you still here, Mary? I hope you haven't left yet. So I got to do it. Oh, that was a good one. I had to do it. Okay, so Mary, Oh, beautiful. Are you a creative person? Because the color orange comes to me, Mary, for you. And orange to me is the chakra that it goes with the creativity, that goes with cheerfulness, enthusiasm, energy, that kind of thing. And that I like that energy about you. There is the sense of you, and you'll have to tell me if it's true, trying to force and control things, push through, push through, push through, push through, and try to make things happen. You'll want to lay back on that and just allow. Lay back. Part of it is your enthusiasm. Okay. And you do like being out there with people. And I like that energy about you. Yeah. Okay, Mary. That's good for now. Okay. Okay, that's an interesting question. I might answer that next week. Some of your questions, if I don't answer them today, I do go through the comments. And if you write an interesting question or something I didn't answer, I will use it for next week. And if you want, I can. And let's see. Megan says, thank you. Any guidance regarding building a stronger relationship with spirit guides? Okay, I will add that to my list, I think. Let me go with Stacy, because what Stacy is saying is struggling with so much negativity this year and trying to turn things around. And Stacy, number one, you're not alone. There are so many people struggling right now with negativity. Remember back a little bit ago when I said that we are alive at this time because we are here to shine the light of our souls and help. We are here to help. I talked about this 2 episodes ago, I think, where I talked about the consciousness shift and how the darkness is coming to light, and that how we are here to shine the light on the darkness. So what has been happening for so many people is not only do we have the external energies that are negative, but we also have things happening in our own lives that are negative, and we're finding it a struggle to do this. So what we want to do is we want to really start to embrace our light, to embrace our truth. And it sounds so simplistic. And I know for some of you, some of the things I've said, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, but how can I do it? And I don't have time to tell you how to do everything. And hence, that's why I wrote a book to help people get back to their souls. But the simplest things are the most profound. If everyone who's watching today or watches the replay, or everyone who's alive who is a nice person, decided to live from love, simple, decided to live from love in every single thing, the whole world would change. And remember, love, we each express it differently. And Stacy, that is actually you, by the way. You are this love. You are this light. You are this love. When we're struggling with something and struggling with negativity, I told myself years ago when I was doing that, and not to say I don't have those moments now, still, to this day. But when I was struggling with that, I recognized that the deeper I went down, the higher I was going to go. Because what was happening is when I had these negative things happening, is I was letting go of stuff I no longer needed anymore. Life can be painful and challenging at times, yes. Okay. So it sounds so simplistic of me to say, but live in love, right? Because it's so, blasé, whatever, right? But truly, if we were to act and be in love, we would make a huge difference in this world. So this means we show ourselves self-care. We take care of ourselves. We honor our energy. We honor where we are. We forgive people. This doesn't mean we approve of what's happened. We forgive them because we don't want to hold on to that energy anymore. Maybe we take care of ourselves in a different way. Maybe I'm going to a nutrition person now, trying to help myself be healthier. There's lots of different ways we can show love. We can go and act and be love by volunteering someplace. We could forgive ourselves. We could give ourselves permission to let go of the pain of the past. We can give ourselves permission to let go of the mistakes we've made and just focus on the love. Something we can quickly do to focus on the love is to stand in front of a mirror and say to yourself, looking yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. If you've never done that before, it can be uncomfortable. because it's hard to tell ourselves we love ourselves. So it's a great way to do it, because what will happen is some of those things that are holding you back from self-love are going to come up. And if they come up, let them, and then let them go. We need to clear some things out sometimes so we can really, really move into that love. And this is a lifelong pursuit. It's not like it's going to take a week and you're going to be, perfectly being of love here. There's always going to be a new experience to have, a new opportunity to reconnect to our soul. I do also have the belief, and this may help you, Stacy, that everything that happens in my life is here to help me reconnect to my soul, to help me choose how I'm going to live and how I'm going to live differently. What choices can I make to live from my soul, to be my soul, to step into that love, no matter what. And for those of you who missed my little advertisement in the beginning, my Courageously You small group coaching program is starting in January. I only do it once a year. It's 8 weeks on Zoom, and the early bird registration closes next week, and that's why I was telling you guys about it. But that program, if you can do it or want to do it, is so helpful for stepping into the power of your soul, so that you can let go of the things that are in your way, so you can have strategies to help you handle whatever challenges are happening. With the support of the small group, it's amazing. It's like magic happens in that group. It's just 8 people. So we become best friends. People really connect because, as I said earlier, we're all together for a reason. It's amazing. And that is something that can help people. And if you can't do it this year, maybe next year. There's always an opportunity there. Overthinking, Julie says, yes, right? Overthinking. This is what we do. She says her head is always full. And so that's probably why I was getting the pressure in my head. We overthink. We want to move into feeling instead. I was a big thinker for a long time. I'm much better now about being a feeler, and recognizing I've got to see what feels right. Again, that doesn't mean I don't get caught in my head sometimes. I do. Greg will attest to that. I can get caught up there. But that's how it is. Okay, now we are after 9 o'clock, so I think I probably should stop. But so here's my question to you guys again. Do you want me to do this again next week? I can keep doing this because it's so much fun. I really enjoy doing this. And also, you ask so many questions that are excellent, and I can use them next week to answer your questions. So if you want me to keep doing this again next week, I can do that. And your purpose, right, Meg? Right? I love talking about purpose. Family members. Oh, I know. Sue. See? Does a soul die with a person? No. Our soul, I can answer that one really quickly. Our soul is continuous. Our soul is actually a part of the divine energy. Okay. So I said this a little while ago, and it's like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. I don't know when. I read someplace that somebody's theory was that a part of our soul comes down here into our body, and that the rest of our soul is still on the other side. And that's how, if somebody reincarnates, I can still talk to them on the other side because they're still over there too, and they're here too. I don't know. It's a theory, right? So our soul does not die. Our soul continues. Our soul is limitless, endless, a part of the divine universal energy. You are welcome, Mary. I hope that made sense to you. Okay. I'm trying to like next week. I'm watching on Facebook right now. That's okay. Okay, so Dawn, for everybody who's watching now, you've got to be watching from my page, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach. That's how I can see your comments. And Dawn, you must be on my page because I can see your comment. So you're doing it right. You are watching from my page because I can see your comments. So it's perfect. You are perfect. Have a nice holiday, everybody. Merida, there it is. Thank you so much, Joe. Letting go is so hard. I wrote that down for another show topic. Ashley is talking about saying it was life-changing, was the Courageously You group coaching. Life-changing. It was life-changing for me, too, because it was so much more than I could never have envisioned what happens in that group as happening. We were so guided by spirit. Letting go. I'm writing it down for a topic. Letting go. How to let go. So that's it. So Megan, that made sense. Good. And there. Please do this again. Yes, absolutely. Yes. It's fun, isn't it? I just have a ball doing this. And you guys ask such good questions. And I get to teach a little bit and plus talk to you guys. And it's fun. Okay. Oh, the color of my soul. Julie. Ooh, I got silver on you. That's an easy one, quick one. Let me just think of how silver means to me. Silver, I always think of purity with silver. for some reason. I think of purity, but I also think of strength. Yes, I know, because I do want to talk to so many of you, so many times. Okay, I will stop talking, people. So you can connect with me, ColleenVanderZuyden.com or BeCourageouslyYou.com, LilydaleAssembly.org, and follow Lilydale Assembly Incorporated as the official Facebook page. Yeah, your husband's on the other side. Okay, yes. Okay, good. I think I hit all my details. If you have any questions, you want to ask me about the coaching program or any questions, anything else, and Kimberly, definitely do message me. I do remember, look at that, Spirit is with me today. Do message me and I'll give you more information about how to do the automatic writing. And we'll do this again next week. More soul adventures. Yes, maybe I'll call it that. Okay, you guys have a wonderful week and a beautiful Thanksgiving. Find your gratitude. Find it now. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.